Welcome to the Warrior Wellness webinar. When you are quarantined and bored, but as always, we're going to make sure that we recap from last week. First of all, let me just say that I am so thankful that you guys find value in what it is that we do here at the My Warrior Life community. I am so happy. One of the things that makes me really happy, people always know I say makes my heart smile, is the fact that I haven't been well, and like this is my energy source, right? Being able to serve. So I'm not serving as much because I am definitely focused on my healing, but I am definitely so grateful that I get the opportunity to continue to serve. And so doing these wellness webinars is really great. So first I want to recap about last week. So last week, Miss Portia George, she presented on being in crisis and stressed, right? So just to recap, the ponder this question was, are you struggling to cope? Okay. And so, of course, anybody who felt like they were struggling last week, please feel free to give me a thumbs up in the comment section, because I feel like, maybe the first week was a struggle. The second week of the quarantine, people felt like, hey, I got a lot to do. So maybe, it wasn't much of a struggle. But as the weeks went on, it's kind of like, dang, this is getting a little rough. So, I think that it was really important to figure out, are you struggling? And even if you weren't struggling, I think it's important to have like some tools. I call it your toolbox, so that when you do get to that point where you're struggling, you know where to go and you know what to do. The next thing that Portia talked about last week was she defined the word crisis. And crisis is a time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger. Okay. And so that's crisis. So that doesn't mean that it always has to be danger or trouble. That just means that you're having a difficult time, right? So that's the definition of crisis. Then she broke down, as you know, here at My Warrior Life, we're all about mind, body, soul, and spirit. Portia broke down how stress and crisis show up in the mind, body, spirit, and soul. And she talked about in the mind, it shows up as worry and racing thoughts and trouble focusing. Me as a therapist, this is something that I'm really working with my clients on, is how stress and crisis shows up in the mind. Also, how does it show up in the body? Exhaustion, right? Sometimes like you're just tired and you can't figure out why you're tired. You got 8 hours of sleep, or maybe like 10 hours of sleep right now, because like you're just at home and you're still exhausted. So that was another way that crisis shows up in the body. Another way that it shows up in your spirit is lack of faith, right? Everybody is in different situations, right? Some people are home with people they don't want to be home with. Some people are home because, they've been laid off. Some people are essential workers and don't want to be at work. So definitely, our faith is definitely being tested. And then last but not least is your soul, right? Your soul is what grounds you. Your soul is what houses everything, right? It houses the spirit, the mind, and the body. And so just lack of motivation, right? Your soul just feels unsettled. It doesn't feel at rest. It doesn't feel at ease. And so, of course, here at My Warrior Life, we always want to make sure that we are giving you tips. So the 4 tips that Portia left us with for the mind was word puzzles and coloring. And like I told you guys, I'm a word puzzle girl because my grandmother, she was 98 when she passed, and she had the sharpest memory. And one of the reasons is because her doctor had always said it's because she did word puzzles every single day. So I'm a word puzzle girl. But coloring books, remember, kids coloring books, not them difficult ones, right? We want something that's going to be easy, free flowing, and things of that nature. Then the other tip that she talked about was the body, jumping jacks, push-ups. We had jumping jacks on here, but push-ups, jumping rope, walking up and down your stairs, just something to keep the body moving. If you're looking for something fun to do to keep the body moving, put on some music and dance it out. Even if you don't have no rhythm, it's okay. Can't nobody see you anyways. You at the house. The tip for the spirit was meditation and praise. Um, Praise and worship music is amazing. Doesn't matter who your favorite artist is. I love the Clark sisters. So the whole time that movie was on, I was like literally praising. And then I started like downloading a bunch of their songs. So praise and worship or meditation is good for the spirit. The tip for this, laughter. Anybody who knows me knows I love to have fun. And fun is not overrated, right? Fun is something that we all need in our lives. Never get so grown, never get so grown up where you stop having fun and you stop being able to laugh. So I know I went really, 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 really quick. But as always, if you have any questions, you can always comment on this live and we will answer questions. If you missed the webinar from last week, it's already posted here inside My Warrior Life, and it's also on my personal page. And if you're a part of the I Love Me group, it's there. And you can also find it on my Truth Healing Evolution Facebook page. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce everybody to Miss Jewel. She is our community ambassador. She is my fellow. I am just so grateful that to have her a part of the My Warrior Life community. She's going to be talking to us tonight about when I'm quarantined and bored. So as always, we start the night with the ponder this question. Now, I want to make sure that you guys are engaging with me. As we talk about this ponder this question, if this applies to you, drop a thumbs up, drop a memoji. I love my memojis, y'all. I'm excited to see you guys's, or a thumbs down, maybe if this is not something that you've been pondering. So the ponder this question for tonight is, are you struggling to find ways to occupy your time? Anybody struggling? Give me a thumbs up, right? Are you struggling to find ways to occupy your time? Give me a wave, give me a thumbs up, anything, because I feel like, we are how many days into this now, Jewel? It started like March 13th. So
it seems like a year at this point. So
it seems like a year, 30 days, right? So Jewel, talk to them about are you struggling? Are you struggling to find ways to occupy your time? Even though I know you're a grad student, you work for me, you work for COPE. Are you still struggling?
I mean, yeah. So I know some of us right now during this shelter in place, we are still working. We're still going to school, like you're saying. But when I'm done with all that, I'm struggling to find ways to just like occupy my time in the house. What more can I do in the house? You know what I mean? So I'm asking myself that question. And I know, I've talked to somebody, I see y'all in the comments, hey, I know we've all been trying to figure out like different ways, like what else can we do besides watch paint dry in this house?
What else can we do, right? All right, so as always here at My Warrior Life, we like to define it. So Jewel, we're going to define it. What are healthy ways to have fun? So first we wanted to define the word healthy. So define the word healthy for everybody.
So yeah, if we break it down to healthy and fun, healthy means actively pursuing good health and wellness. And then if we go further and break down fun, we're thinking, okay, what does fun mean? Fun is enjoyment, amusement, and or lighthearted pleasure. All right, that kind of seems like it's kind of basic a little bit. It kind of seems like a very broad, but really what we're trying to say here with giving these definitions is that healthy and fun honestly depend on you. Actually, it depends on what you feel is actively pursuing good health and wellness. What is enjoyment to you? It depends on what it is to your mind, body, soul, spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so when we think about, healthy fun, right? Of course, we're all about the full 360, which is the mind, the body, the soul, and the spirit, right? Tell us about how does healthy fun positively affect the mind, body, and spirit? Break it down for everybody, Jewel.
So for your mind, when you're having healthy fun, it increases a natural feel-good high, like a natural high. You know what I mean? So when you're having whatever that healthy fun is to you, your mind is literally present in that moment and reacts to whatever it is that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then when it goes down to body, actually having healthy fun helps you to maintain the strong immune system that you already have, which we know is so important in
So
this time, right? We know that. And so having healthy fun is actually going to help and protect you during this time, protect your body. For your soul, having healthy fun illuminates the inner child in you. It helps to like brighten you up. It helps to, bring in that childlike joy or creativity that you have already in you. And for your spirit, it helps calm your spirit, really.
right,
And I know, Wendy, we were talking about the calm principle.
right.
Like, I thought that was so dope. Can you talk to him a little bit about that?
So last year we did an event, My Warrior Life. We did an event, an I Love Me experience called Day Spa. And so we introduced the calm principle. And so when I was talking to Jewel about like positively impacting the mind, body, soul, and spirit, and the word calm came up for spirit, I was like, oh my goodness, like I have to go back and bring in some 2019 into 2020 because the calm principle is fabulous. So everybody, grab a piece of paper or on your phone if you're not watching this live on your phone, and write down CALM. Yes, you guys, calm. See, everybody had their spelling lesson for today. CALM. Okay, C stands for caring. Okay, and so when we talk about caring, right, we talk about, I'm getting my notes, y'all. You memorized it. When we talk about caring, we talk about caring for you, caring about your self-awareness, right? And caring about your self-awareness, your mental, your physical, and your spiritual and your emotional awareness. Like, are you aware of the wellness for your full being, right? And are you caring for it? Are you caring for your mind? Are you caring for your body? Are you caring for your emotions? And are you caring for your spirit, right? And how are you caring for it, right? So C is for caring. Excuse me. And when you think about, sorry, you guys, I've been dealing with this asthma, so sometimes I got to catch my breath. But when you think about caring, you want to make sure that you are focusing on, again, caring for your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit, right? So when you think about A is for appreciating. Are you appreciating yourself? Are you valuing yourself, right? Are you taking the time to take care of yourself? Because in order to care for yourself, right, and to care for all these different components of you, you have to make sure that you appreciate you. Do you appreciate your body? Do you appreciate your mind? Do you appreciate your spirit and your soul? Because if you are, those are the things that you are taking the time to care for, right? L is for loving, right? Do you know your worth? Right? Do you know that you're worthy? Are you making sure that you are caring for yourself because you know you're worthy, because you appreciate yourself and you value yourself? And M is for moving, which stands for growing to keep the pace and challenge of life. Meaning, are you able to pivot? Are you able to, like right now, right? We're talking about like the burden of being sheltered in for some people, right? And so are you learning to pivot? Can you find the blessings in what's going on right now? Or are you constantly looking towards what the burdens are for where you are? So remember, calm, caring, appreciating, loving, and moving, the calm principle.
Yeah. And thank you for breaking that down, because I think it's really important for us to realize that what we think affects all those areas, right?
Right.
So when we're caring for our bodies, when we're doing the action of caring for ourselves, we're moving, caring for ourselves, we're actually appreciating and loving ourselves
Right.
at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? This whole principle can go for the whole 360 experience, just like, like we're about.
Right. So if anybody out there feels like, that the calm principle resonates with you, give me a thumbs up. Drop me something in the comments to let me know that what I'm saying resonates, right? Because, our spirit, right? The essence of who we are, like our character, like if that's not calm, then everything else seems to be like all over the place, right? Like we got to be sure and confident and appreciate who we are and value who we are and find worth in who we are and make sure that we're able to move with the different challenges that life brings us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put a heart because I'm into that.
Right? Yeah. Let me heart it up. I'm gonna heart it up for myself. Shoot, if y'all don't want to heart it up and be with me, let me heart it up. Y'all know I love some hearts, so let me heart it up. So as always, here at My Warrior Life, we want to leave you guys with some tips. So Jewel, drop them the healthy and fun tips for their mind, body, soul, and spirit.
So let's get started. Y'all taking notes, I hope still.
Take notes.
Right. So for your mind, real simple, real easy. Listen to your favorite song. That's the way for you to have healthy fun. Right? Like, I mean, I know my shameless plug. I know my friend was just doing a DJ set, okay? DJ Lil Buddha. We was just dancing on there. You know what I mean? That's just having a good time right there. There's so many DJ sets that you can find on Instagram, all of the oldies and the new that let's have fun together. Let's listen to music. We know that will definitely like bring to your environment, like it'll bring your body a natural high, your mind a natural high.
Can we ask everybody to drop their favorite song? Because I'm y'all, I'm stuck in this room still, y'all. I'm still quarantined. Hopefully it'll be over by Sunday, but I need some other songs to add to my playlist. So can y'all drop some of y'all favorite songs in the comment section? I would love to what is it called? Expand my playlist. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Let's just make a whole wellness playlist right now.
Hey, let's get our wellness playlist going. I love it. Hey, light up the comments, y'all, so we can get us a nice little. And I'll put it I got nothing but time, y'all. I'll put us a little wellness playlist. Okay. Playlist together. I done got excited, y'all. See, this is all the excitement I get throughout my day being quarantined in this room, and I'll put it in the group.
This is what you call healthy fun, y'all.
I'm having some healthy fun.
Let Wendy be the example. So for your body, right? When you're listening to your favorite song, just dance. Like you was talking about, it'll definitely help boost your immune system because you're moving your body, right? And just like Portia was talking about last week, like it helps to relieve the stress too, for you to just move, for you to just get out there. So that's beneficial to you. Just dance. And exactly like Wendy said, like nobody's going to see you. It's just your house. So just dance in the room if you have to. So for the soul, play your favorite childhood game. I mean, we was talking about it, and there are so many like games online now for everyone to access that you might have played in your childhood. And new games too. Whatever kind of, you know what I mean? Get into it. Play your favorite game, whether that's on your phone, whether that's on an actual game console. That will help to bring out that inner childlike joy in you. And for your spirit, activate your self-care plan, right? So activate that calm principle, especially for the people who are essential workers right now. If you're running around and you're on your feet, you know what I mean? Come back here, soak your feet, come back to your home, soak your feet, care for yourself. Make sure you give yourself some kind of self-care in the moments that you can.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do now, everybody, I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see. The slides, right? So that if you want to, so I'm going to do the recap, right? So as always, we start with our ponder this. And so the ponder this question is, are you struggling to find ways to occupy your time? Okay. And in the beginning, I will give one tip, that when you are struggling to occupy your time, one of the things is you haven't embraced your present state. And what that means is that you just haven't embraced that this is where you're at. So a lot of times we're struggling to occupy our time to ignore what's currently going on in our life. So you haven't embraced your present state, which is you are sheltered in, which is you might be your children's teacher, which means you might be an essential worker and you have to go out and you don't want to, which means you're working from home. Like all these different things could be one of the reasons that you haven't yet been able to find things to do, because there's so much to do. Every time somebody tells me they have nothing to do and they're so bored, I'm like, man, there's so much to do. Like, I think one of the things is you're just worried about everything else, that you can't focus on the present. Okay, so second, so we defined it. Healthy is actively pursuing good health and wellness, and then we define the word fun: enjoyment, amusement, and or lighthearted pleasure. Okay, then we went through and we talked about how does healthy fun positively affect the mind, body, spirit, and soul. For the mind, it increases a natural feel-good high. For the body, it helps to maintain a strong immune system, which is extremely important right now. For the soul, it illuminates your inner child. Never get too grown where you can have fun. Never, ever, ever, ever. And for the spirit, it calms you. And then I missed it. And then we talked about the calm principle, right? C is for caring. Self-awareness mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. A is for appreciating and valuing yourself. L is for knowing your worth. It's for loving yourself. M is for moving. Are you growing to keep pace with the changes in your life, right? This is the calm principle. And then last but not least, our tips. Listen to your favorite song for the mind. Just dance for the body. Play your favorite childhood game. And for your spirit, activate your self-care plan. So you guys, thank you guys again. Next week, tune in. We'll have Miss Patrice Cavett, a part of the My Warrior Life team. We'll be talking about when money needs management. Did y'all catch that? When money needs management. And so throughout the week, I'll be teasing you with the ponder this question for what that is, because guess what? Even if money's not an issue for you, we don't know how long this is go on. And remember, the economy is going to be impacted by this. So you may not need your money managed right now, but our economy is going to be deeply impacted by this for months and maybe years to come, right? So make sure you tune in next week for When Money Needs Management. It'll be me and Miss Patrice Cavett. Jewel, you got anything you want to drop on the people?
You know, in a time like this, really, we have to remember how to have fun. You know, I was looking at something the other day that was like, you what is her name? Somebody knows her name. I just call her Auntie. And she was saying, sometimes you have to laugh, even when things aren't funny. You just have to laugh. You know what I mean? And I think in this time, it is really important for us to remember, find fun in the little things.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually that'll help you. It really will throughout this whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, all right, you guys, blessings as always. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Bye.